1010 performers wish to acknowledge the only custodians of this land, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and their elders past and present. We acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and the contribution they make to the life of this city and this region.
1010 Living is a podcast about movement, mindset, and mastery, delving into the world of dance and life experiences to provide you with the tools you can use to live a 10 out of 10 lifestyle. If you dig it, don't forget to follow us. Much love and appreciation. Enjoy the podcast. What is good? It's Hood here. 1010 Performers, you know what it is. 1010 Living podcast. Here to just talk about authenticity in dance. Now, I see a lot of people. I've been doing this for 17 years, yo. So I know what it looks like and feels like to not be authentic to myself. And I also know what it feels like and looks like to be authentic to myself. And what I have experienced is a lot of inauthenticity in the dance world, especially blah, 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 specifically street dance. And in my opinion, I believe that it comes from not knowing who you actually are in the dance and potentially also outside of the dance, because there's a lot of teachers that teach you the tools, teach you the foundation, but they also don't teach you how to actually tap in to your authenticity, where to draw from your emotion, from your creativity, how to be creative in your own way, how to also apply style and flavor to your actual movements. Because right, in street dance or in dance in general, we're doing specific styles. Freestyle, there's obviously a little bit more freedom in it. But if you're not actively looking for that freedom, you're not going to find it. You're not going to feel authentic to yourself and your expression, because you're going to think about the movement and you're going to be like, oh, what did my teachers say? How are my teachers doing it? Which is great to have a role model and someone to look up to in that way. But it's so important to be with yourself in the movement. Be with yourself in the dance itself. Explore your creativity. Like I was saying before, explore your creativity. Be okay with dishing out whack shit. Be okay with dishing out things that make you feel super uncomfortable or super even unconfident, because in my opinion, that's where the growth is. And when it comes to characters in street dance, I've seen a fad where it's people be wearing glasses now. Cool, that could be authentic to you. That could be your character. It could be authentic to you, which is dope. And if that's your thing, then do that thing. But for me, for example, I created my characters in a way that are very, very personal to me. I don't just name myself something. I have done this in the past. I've just named myself things and then decided yeah, that's what I'm going to be, and that's what I'm going to put myself as, and I'm going to put myself in that box and whatever. It worked for a little bit. And then I also realized that it was inauthentic to who I am, to who Ian is, as a person and as a dancer. So when you are working on your characters, do your best to make it actually personal to you. Don't just fucking go in there and name yourself Goku because you think that you can be a Saiyan in your dancing. No. you can have ideas and like be inspired by these characters that are fictitious or even in your life that are real, but it doesn't mean that your overall character needs to be that. For me, like when it's come to creating my characters, I ask myself like, actually, you know what? I've done it both ways. I've done it in the way of naming myself something, having it not work, and trying to apply myself to that thing, which there was, every time I changed my name, which was 4 times, I'm Hood now and I'm staying Hood forever. I have created new ones, but that was because I was at a phase of my life. I was at a time in my life that made me feel a certain way. And through that, through dancing as that and in that energy, created this persona. I didn't have to try to do it. It just came to me because I was in the work. And then an idea came to me and I was like, yo, this is dope. I could really go somewhere with this. But it felt right. It resonated with me rather than just being like, yo, I'm going to choose blah, blah, and then try and fit myself around it. Sometimes you can get given a name. Sometimes you can, find a name and then be that thing. Some of y'all make weird ass names. I ain't gonna lie. But like, yeah, that's, to me, a name can feel inauthentic or not be. And I think it really just does come down to spending time with yourself in the dance and fully understanding it before you actually even say yes to the name. That's how you can really be authentic with your identity in the dance. And I think that's why it's really important to be a little homie first, or as well as having like your own name. I think that a lot of people in Krump nowadays just rush into having their own name without having a big homie and without understanding what it means to be a fucking student. And to me, you're not going to grow as fast if you don't have a big homie, if you don't have a coach or a mentor in anything that you do. So you may as well learn from the people that are either in your city or that you just look up to in general, and then go from there, because they should know more of what you want, and also learn how to teach you how to unlock all of this stuff within yourself. Now, character's different to style, let me say that much. And some people don't have their own unique way of doing things. I understand like the feeling of it is always your own, in my opinion. It's always your own. But how you actually execute the movements give it more style. And how you, in my opinion, how you can actually be more authentic in your style, again, is fucking spending time with yourself and learning yourself, learning your body, and like taking time with your creations. Everyone wants shit so fast. That's why, in my opinion, everybody's looking the same in Krump. And that's why I don't watch a lot of Krump footage. I ain't going front. I have people, like a select few people that I watch, but majority of the time I just like being present in the moment with the energy and the people that are around me. And you know, if we're flipping the script, so that's all the dance stuff, right? Actually, let me tap into style a little bit more. So when it comes to style, like finding it, textures, dynamics, again, creativity, it kind of goes hand in hand with like your character. So how does Hood do play with a photo frame? How does then Weirdo play with a photo frame? How does Nonstop play with a photo frame? All of these aspects, like you can, if you have different characters, or if you're a little homie and a big homie as well, you should be able to differentiate and feel different in your style, in your character every time you switch. So yeah, like you need to know your characters. And for me, Weirdo and Nonstop are different parts of who I am, different aspects of who Ian is. Hood, the same. I go from one thing to another. Sometimes I'll have full rounds as Weirdo. Sometimes I'll have full rounds as Nonstop or Hood. Or I'll chop and change between them in one round. But like I'm doing that consciously. I'm not just doing it like unconsciously, willy-nilly. You know, like I've really spent time with myself in that. So I hope this is landing for you guys, and I hope that you guys are gaining something from what I'm putting down when it comes to style and when it comes to like how you can find your style and find your character. A lot of your personal experience can also play a role in your style and your character, and even your physique, style, and character. I believe that you can mold yourself into moving certain ways and portraying yourself in certain ways when you are dancing, but that just depends on how long you're willing to spend with yourself in this craft, because it's art, it's craft, right? The longer you spend, the better you get, just like anything. So authenticity in street dance needs to improve. You guys need to get better at spending time with yourself for hours and hours and hours. And like, especially when you guys session. Now, sessioning is just a whole different kettle of fish, which I'll get to. But yeah, authenticity, like peel back the layers of who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what you like. Instead of, there's two ways to do this in my opinion. Instead of continuously watching footage, which is great, like watching footage is really dope because it activates like, yo, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. Obviously being a student, and then also what was the other thing? Oh, yes. Like asking yourself, like just sitting with yourself and being like, yo, how, if I could move, how would I want to move? And then you watch people like how you want to move. But it's not going to come out of you until you practice it. So, get to work, get to practicing. If you want more explosive stuff, watch myself, watch Ugly Fate, Concrete. Yeah. If you want to have more power, watch Wrestler, watch Wrecker. If you want more creativity and material clarity, watch 1K, watch Beast. If you want to be good with arms, watch Spartan. Much love, you guys. Living 1010 podcast, first episode. Peace out.